Hey brother. Yeah, brother. Hey brother. Hey brother. Hey brother. Hey sheepa brother.
GM, welcome back. Hope you've had a great weekend out there. In today's video, we're going to go over some Bitcoin details here to see where we are. Got Crown with a bit of predictive analysis as well. And we're also going to talk about SUI, as this one has been picking up a lot of attention as of late. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and we'll jump on in. So BTC here has failed to hold above 60k over the weekends. Never really trust big weekend pumps, but it was Sunday night. The Jeets came back into town and started dumping this thing off. And today we're sat around 58.3. It's been as low as 57.6s, somewhere around there, depending on what exchanges you're looking at. But generally, Bitcoin looks like it's either going to print a higher low here and dig in, or we're going to get a dump off. So this is Crown's analysis, and he went over this in this morning's video. He's saying, look, if bullers are expecting to pull through this, we need a higher low. We'd expect something like this during the week, so a bit of a dump down. He's saying below maybe low 57s, even 56 territory, and then dig the heels in, and later in the week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday onwards, a closure above initially 58k, and then you want to take out the weekend's high. And that would be the real bullish kind of posturing for BTC would be a weekly closure above 62k. Then on the weekly chart as well, just to show this, because it was a pretty crazy weekly candle here, we've got, would you call this a spinning top? I'm not really sure what you'd call it. The upside wick is quite large, but the downside wick is mightily impressive, down to 49k, closed coming in somewhere around $59,000 on the weekly there for BTC. And broadly across the markets, we're seeing a bit of chop here. Some altcoins are going up, most are going down, but there is a diverse range of things happening on alt BTC pairs right now. But what other data points have we got coming out this week? Any market moving data? Tuesday, we have core PPI, so that is producer price index for the US, previous 0.4, expectation 0.2. Going into Wednesday, though, we have CPI data coming out. And having listened to a few forecasts, people are suggesting there's going to be a bit of a spike in inflation for the month of July. So previously 0.1, forecast now 0.2. That is for core CPI. And then the CPI month over month. Last month it was negative 0.1 and now a bit of an upside print at 0.2%. So major macro readings: Tuesday PPI, Wednesday CPI, Thursday jobless claims, Thursday retail sales, and Friday US consumer sentiments. Now looking ahead to the remainder of the year, you can see pretty much, and if you've been here for quite some time, typically Q4 is more bullish than Q2, Q3. You can see that from the simplified quarterly charts here with reds and greens. Particularly, we usually see a bull market end at the end of a year. So whether that will happen again, or other people are stating it's going to happen in 2025, not too sure. Things can change on a dime round here, but generally should be greener pastures in Q4, so October onwards. Jackson Hole meeting is the 22nd, 24th of August. That is the end of next week. That is one where Jay Powell will maybe really give the markets a nudge as of rate cuts are coming for September. And then there's a Labor Day holiday as well on the 2nd of September. And some of the traders I follow are suggesting that is kind of a period from which the markets may start to ramp up again as people return from vacations in TradFi land. So here we have SUI, kind of like the Cristiano Ronaldo celebration. Market share of SUI is 8x higher than usual, says Cato. So it has ticked up immensely here post last Monday's dump. And it's up big double-digit gains as well. One of the best performers in the market right now. So what is SUI? Why is it pumping? Well, first thing to mention here, we're seeing influential people. Now, Raoul Pal is on the advisory board of SUI. He's come out and pretty much put out a SUI bull thesis, charted it against the likes of AVAX, other competing L1s. And now there's some follow-through with other accounts saying SUI is better, faster, cheaper than Sol. So there's always going to be better, faster, cheaper coming behind you. So it's trying to tag onto the Solana narrative. So could be quite an interesting trade actually, because as we're seeing, Sol is doing very well versus ETH. And in terms of that mindshare, potentially going to replace ETH for a lot of people as their home chain. So if we're kind of moving into a meta of we like these fast chains that are relatively inexpensive to use, well, what else could come behind it to eventually challenge Solana? And this may fit the bill here. So highlighted there, came out of Meta's DM project. So Facebook Meta was developing their own blockchain. DM, if you remember that one, it was shut down. They ceased to continue with that, I think, mainly around regulatory issues with Facebook wanting to have their own digital dollar, which was a big no-no. The team from DM split and went into Aptos and SUI here. So they both integrated Move virtual machine. So that is the programming language. Raul states in here, he thinks the idea is to build something that can scale to like 4 billion users, i.e. turning Web 2 into Web 3. Now, people who are a little bit less friendly online have suggested that it is no major coincidence that people are starting to shill this thing as token unlocks are occurring. So I wanted to have a little look at the unlocks on here. Here is the unlocks calendar for SUI. And as you can see, these gradual steps up. So essentially what is happening is there's just these monthly unlocks. So there wasn't like a really egregious big unlock coming that I could see. Like, yeah, there's nothing on there that really screams like financial crime kind of levels. You know, when you see people come and shill something and then the next unlock is 2 days out and it's 100% of tokens. It's not that bad, but 2.4% of circulating supply will be unlocked on the 1st of September. These are just monthly unlocks. The previous one, similar, 45 mil was unlocked in August, 60 mil here coming in September, but it's the same amount of tokens. It's just the fact that the price point of SUI is up quite a lot. So you can see from the breakdown here, who's getting the tokens each and every month here. Series A investors, Series B investors, so both of these will have an extremely low unit cost on their purchases, so yeah, could be some selling pressure. Early contributors, Mr. Labs Treasury and Community Reserve. So around $60 million for a token that's trading at like 2.5 bill market cap, I believe. Not ridiculous, not insane. So I don't think the one size fits all approach of influencers shilling this thing, token unlocks are coming up, they just want to dump on your head. I'm not too sure if it is that, to be honest, but a bit more of a TLDR here. So we have BLOCMATES article on the Move landscape. So this one actually went into Aptos, SUI, and some others like M2. But just quick TLDR, SUI is a decentralized layer 1 blockchain built by Mr. Labs, coming out of Facebook's DM. And this launched back in May of 2022. Offers great transaction speed and at a low cost using the Move programming language. So the Move virtual machine. And SUI uses delegated proof of stake consensus. So you can stake your tokens to a validator. And due to its parallelization, bit of a mouthful, it claims to have the capability of processing up to 15,000 transactions per second. So this is where the scalability speed argument comes in. 15,000 TPS. Sol currently 4,000 TPS, ETH 15 TPS. They raised 300 mil from the likes of Binance, A16Z, Circle, and some others. And as mentioned, Raul Pal is on the advisory board to these guys. 10 billion tokens max supply. This article was written back at the end of March when there was 1.16 billion tokens. Let's just jump into the chart here. You can see there's now 2.59 billion tokens. So there is consistent, quite aggressive inflation. So you can see from the price chart here, if I just pull this up, yeah, so this is over the 1 year. So it's in a general chopping downwards trend. Maybe it's going to break out here, pop up a bit. But if you just plot it on market cap, this just paints the story of, you can see more clearly the actual unlocks as is pretty much near the all-time highs of its market cap. Yet price hasn't followed along because market cap's going up as tokens are being released, suppressing the price overall, and inflation is contributing to that market cap, not so much the price. But as of late, yes, we've had a nice pop from the bottom just behind my head here. It was down towards low 50 cents, 53 cents, now pushing towards $1. So pretty damn big returns since the huge dump off last Monday. Then just checking it out on DeFi Llama to finish things off here. Of course, Ethereum, biggest protocol, biggest L1 by TVL, $47 billion. SUI's down here 15th. TVL 562 mil if we're comparing it versus Solana, which people are doing on Twitter right now. 4.7 bill for Solana. Then behind my head, the amount of stables on the chain, 268 mil of stables currently on the SUI blockchain versus 3.8 bill on Sol. And it's processed 51 million of on-chain volume on SUI in the last 24 hours. Sol is at $1 billion. So do with that information what you will. SUI definitely does seem interesting. The Move VM and the Move language generally is probably an area to do some research into. Check out the BLOCMATES article and see what you think. Then quick last thing to go over here on holder scan. You may have realized and seen there's been a huge drop off in the number of holders of meme coins, as holder scan did have to do some form of data updates that they addressed on Twitter, stating they were still tracking zero balances as holders. So the number you may have seen in the previous week prior to this data being updated over the 10th and 11th of August, you can see the drop off here across the board. This is where they've rectified the issue. So the true number of WIF holders now around 110,000, but you can see the drop off is due to that taking place. So the data was inaccurate. Now the data is accurate once more. So do bear that in mind. A final thing, we have Elon WIF hats here. Elon Musk sporting the hat, free electron with an absolute great tweet here. So he was doing a streaming test again. In the previous stream test, he actually mentioned Dog WIF hat as well, but free electron with a great tweet. Can Grok 2 create new Dog WIF hat memes for me if I ask it? Elon replies 100%. This has got the WIF community out in force again. So as Elon definitely knows about the dog with the hat. We'll leave things off there. Hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you're new. Check out the meal deal down below. Get subscribed to that as well. Peace.